Hey everybody, if you've ever been to Cook's Lobster House, I bet that you have seen this truck parked here. This is the home of the Schooner ALERT. We are here today to learn more about this amazing schooner and their owners, Carrie and Bethany. So let's go down to the wharf and check it out. And here we are on board of the Schooner ALERT with the owners and operators, Carrie and Bethany. Thank you guys so much for letting us come aboard today.
Thanks for being here.
Oh, we're so excited. I mean, it's a perfect day for it, so I'm very pumped to have a job where we are on this beautiful boat today. This boat, if you have ever been to Bailey's Island, is a staple view. You always see this beautiful Schooner ALERT. You know the truck in the parking lot of Cook's Lobster House, and now it's time to really start to get to know the Schooner ALERT and listen to some of its history and hear all about it from Carrie and Bethany. So let's get started on just the history. I know there's a lot of history to this vessel in particular, so can you go a little bit into the Schooner ALERT?
Yeah, she was designed and built down in York, Maine by Paul Rollins and a big team of shipwrights he had down there. And she was launched in 1992, and where they then motored her up to East Booth Bay to have her rigged and put the sails on over at Nat Wilson's sail loft. And she kind of waited around for a long time for anything to do, and for first, until 2006, when she was then bought by a commercial fisherman out of Portland named Roger Woodman. And
he saved the boat.
He did save the boat. She was weathering quite a bit, and then he converted this boat into a longliner. So she was out fishing with baited hooks and commercially out of Portland. And it's not really usual for anyone to use a vessel like this for fishing anymore. They used to use them at the earlier half of the 20th century quite often. And in the meantime, we were running our little sloop, or our little cat Tabaki right out of here since '06, and day sailing, taking people out. There was one group at a time, and it just got to the point where, well, we had a baby on the way, and we needed to either up our game or find another job. So we found. I love that. We found ALERT down in South Freeport. Roger had her for sale, and we made an offer, and they after looking at the boat with the Coast Guard and everything, because she was certified for fishing, not for passenger use, and Roger and his wife accepted our offer.
Fire in the hole! Then he gets all excited. So this is the time of night also that people from over this side call the fire department because the house is here on fire.
Oh yeah, it does look that way.
And it's almost nightly, and then the dispatcher says, do you see any smoke? Well, no, not yet, it's just fire so far. Okay, we'll let him know.
So in 2013, we were working on getting a certificate of inspection by the Coast Guard that allows us to be it's called a subchapter T passenger carrying vessel. A lot of flaming hoops to jump through. And so we'd be working projects on this boat, and then we'd have a trip to do later in the day. So we'd either show up with ALERT or we'd show up with Tabaki, depending on what's more convenient at the time, what works best.
We also had a crew member available part of the time to help us run this boat while holding a baby, while sailing the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and it wasn't until September 2013 that we got our certificate of inspection.
September 11th.
And we were able to host more than 6 passengers. So it's just been year by year, slowly growing a business by word of mouth and flyers, and
it's taking off entirely.
We joined my family with our cottages and the charters on the same website, so we have things on the internet, and just it's been one step at a time, making it up as we go.
And like you said, a family event. You're talking back to 2015 with a baby that has now, your family has grown to 2 babies, right?
Yes.
Two beautiful girls who work on the ship, who know, are learning the ropes right now,
Yeah, exactly. And not only that, but both of our nephews who are older, my younger of the 2 is working with us this summer as well. So we've been able to, have a venue for not only our own children, but our family's children to experience this and then share that with strangers and friends and neighbors and all the people that do this traditional sailing in Harpswell.
Yes, absolutely. So let's talk about the schedule of the time of year that you guys are really out on the water here in Bailey Island, and what your schedule during the day and weekends look like.
So it's a seasonal operation. So our season starts Memorial Day weekend. We started a little bit before Memorial Day weekend this year because the full moon was so close to Memorial Day weekend. So we started on that Wednesday instead of over the weekend. And then and it was gorgeous. So we were able to get the weather before the weather was cold this year. And then we operate through Columbus Day, so mid-October. Okay. And then the way the season goes, sort of our schedule goes, is we have just a couple of trips available day by day, starting earlier in the season, and then we go to Booth Bay Windjammer Days, and then up in Booth Bay as a special event, and then host guests there, and then we get into about 3 trips a day. So what we end up doing is a little bit different than a lot of other typical day sail trips. We do offer the 2-hour sailing trip, which is a really great experience. You're in the beautiful calm waters between Bailey and Orr's Island and Harpswell neck typically, and we really get to get out, get the sail set, experience sailing, and it's sort of a gateway to a longer experience, whether it's with us or with other sailboats or with other traditional boats that are out there in the world, in Maine and the world. Anyway, but our morning trip or earlier trip in the day, we offer sort of a variety of trips, and the first reservation for that day determines what we do that day.
Got it.
So today we are offering a 3-hour sail at 11:30, but a 4-hour sail was also available when we initially made our schedule.
As was a 6-hour.
As was a 6-hour sail was available when we made our schedule. So this week, as far as us as human beings doing this for a living and for life is concerned, we have a variety of life, and also are able to offer an experience for a variety of people looking for different experiences. So the majority of our experiences here end up being 2-hour sails and shorter trips, but we also have other things that we get to do.
You have the other opportunities, which is awesome.
And we also schedule in the special events. Like, we know when the full moon comes up every month, and we know when
to the minute.
To the minute, and we know when the sunset is. So we are able to move our 2-hour evening sail schedules to the sunset, and where we know when the festival is in Booth Bay. We know there's a Lobster Schooner festival over Labor Day, so we like to also participate in those things because they're so much fun. And
you have such a beautiful vessel that you want to show off, and the work that you put into it. It's just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful boat.
Thank you so much. We do it all ourselves.
We met up in Camden at a place called Gilbert's Public House. Yep. Gilbert's Pub. It's no longer with us.
Oh.
It had pool tables and dartboards and stuff. And I was working on a boat out in New Bedford that would go up to the Arctic and northern places, but we were doing fit out in Camden, and she was working on the schooner Stephen Tabor out of Rockland.
Just week-long trips
and
overnight
so,
on
yeah.
a traditional big schooner
Sailing.
built in 1871.
Like this, but bigger, and they go out longer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so yeah, after work and one of the spring fit out days, the sailors tend to walk away from the boat in the evening and then hit the pub. Well, that's where I met Bethany.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was in 03, right? That was 03.
Yeah. And so, long story short, we worked in separate boats. We worked on boats close to each other. We worked on boats far away from each other, but we lived together. We eventually got married, and but that was only after we had started sailing charter business here.
Okay.
And started building our life around Bailey Island.
So what brought you to Bailey Island?
Bethany
I
grew
did.
up here.
Okay.
And
My parents are here.
Yeah, her parents are here. Family business over here, the Sea Escape Cottages, and
Wanting to maintain that
just wanted,
as a
maintain it
business
and
as well.
stay keeping the home base. And so we took what we were doing for other people on other boats,
And what we do for a living.
and what we do for a living, and we just started doing it here.
Yep.
So now we're here all the time.
Yep.
This boat operates 7 days a week, and we go from about 10:30 in the morning is when we start our first trip, and we get back out from our last trip at the latest 8:30, and then some of our longer trips will end up getting home at 9:30.
I mean, my favorite thing that I say over and over again is love where you live and love what you do, and I feel like
Yeah,
you guys are
very
a
much
perfect
so.
epitome of that. Of, love what you do, love who you do it with, love where you're doing it, and with your family. I mean, you guys figured it out.
It's one day at a time.
Yeah,
one day at a time. Yeah.
But it's just it's an awesome thing that you're running, and the way that you have progressed to here, it's an amazing
you.
story. And you guys are great people. It's so awesome. You guys, if there is still so much of this summer left, and I'm sure there are still some slots to be filled.
Oh, definitely.
Some sunset, maybe a full moon.
All the
but
slots.
There are all the slots. So come on down to Cook, Bailey Island, check out their truck, come down to the wharf, see if the Schooner Alert's parked here. But do not miss the Schooner Alert when you're on Bailey Island. It is not to be missed. And these are not people to miss either.
Well, another episode done and dusted, and we hope you guys enjoyed it just as much as we enjoyed making it for you. Getting out on the Schooner Alert a couple times with Bethany and Perry, really getting to know how to operate the boat, and seeing the magnificent sunset was amazing. And we hope you guys are inspired to book your trip on the Schooner Alert as soon as possible. But how about this? Your giveaway right now for this video and this episode is 2 tickets to any sunset cruise on the Schooner Alert. How awesome is that? So remember, all you have to do is you're going to like, you're going to comment, and you're going to share on this video on the Harpswell Realty Group Facebook page. Don't forget to go on and also like the Schooner Alert Facebook page and Instagram page. Super easy, and we'll see you guys out on the water. Take care.